Hey guys, it's Jeremy here on Metal Music Meltdown, back with another video. What I have for today, guys, is the next episode of the top 10 songs. And as you can see from the title of the video, we're tackling the mighty Slayer. As you know, you have to say Slayer like that. It's just a rotten written rule. Well, there's my cat on cue. When you say Slayer, you have to yell it to the top of your lungs. I used to always laugh going to concerts. Even if Slayer wasn't on the bill, people would yell Slayer for no apparent reason. It was always funny. But let's jump right in, guys. This was a really hard list to make. I fucking love Slayer. They have so many iconic songs and great albums. Most of my ones on my list are not really anything I think are going to be any surprise. They're not really any super deep cuts or anything. They're pretty iconic songs that most people like. But it's just songs I grew up listening to and have always stuck with me. And a lot of them were instantly on my list. And the other ones I kind of dug a little bit deeper for to kind of figure what to put where. So let's jump right in, guys, so the video's not too long. Number 10 might be a little bit surprising for some people. I have the title track to the '09 album, World Painted Blood. Always really like this song. I love the rhythm of it, the intensity, the pace. Great solid guitar riff with nice and thrashy. I just always love the kind of the pace and the vibe of the song. Really fun song and very still thrashy and heavy. And underrated album in my opinion as well. At number 9, I went with Black Magic from South of Heaven. One of my favorite albums from the band and one of my favorite songs. Just a really memorable song. The old debut album had definitely more of a new wave of British heavy metal kind of vibe to it, in the guitar riffing and the tempos, but still very thrashy and heavy at the same time. And this is a very memorable song, great riffing, and just always been one of my favorite songs. At number 8, I have the title track to South of Heaven. When I first heard this album, I didn't know what to think of it because my exposure to Slayer was always the earlier stuff before it. And this was definitely a much change in pace for the band. Definitely a little bit slower sound, different pace, more mid-pace stuff. But I really gravitated towards it over time, and it really has quickly become one of my favorite Slayer albums. And the title track is just kind of so like ominous and kind of builds at the beginning, more doomy sounding. And then it breaks into a really cool riff in the mid part there, but stays pretty mid-paced or slow at some points. Doesn't go too crazy speed at any time, but I still love the vibe of the song. It's very ominous and just a really cool song. And at number 7, I went with another title track, Seasons in the Abyss. I thought this was going to be higher on my list, to be honest with you, but some of the ones at the top kind of pushed it down. Another great title track. It's just so like doomy sounding at the beginning, different sounding. I love this song because it has a good variety of like a doom sound, thrashy, kind of some mid-pace stuff mixed in there. Good variety in riffs. Great guitar playing on this one. Great drumming. And just love the lyrics in this one too. Just a killer song. Always been one of my favorites. And at number 6, I have another song from Show No Mercy, The Antichrist. This has always been my favorite song from the debut. Just that opening guitar riff is so iconic and memorable, and it always gets me my head bobbing right away, just building the anticipation for the song to kick in. And as I mentioned earlier, definitely more of a new wave of British heavy metal vibe and a lot of the sound in the song as well. But obviously the lyrics are a little bit more satanic and a little bit different. But always been my favorite song from the debut. At number 5, might be surprising to a lot, I have Rain in Blood, the title of the main song from Rain in Blood. And it's a killer song. Some might argue the greatest metal song ever written. Some might argue the best thrash song ever written. It's definitely one of my favorites. It used to be my number 1 for many years. I think I've just heard it so many times. I just kind of like started listening to their other albums a little bit more, and it kind of fell down the list. But it's no mistaking, it's an iconic song, and it had to make the list for me. At number 4, I have the title track yet again, but this time To Hell Awaits. Fucking love this song. It's so different. It's so heavy. It's so like ominous and evil sounding. The production sounds like it's very cavernous sounding and just very evil. I love how it sounds, and the way it builds in the beginning with that kind of chant and like that really kind of demonic kind of sound, like you're in hell pretty much, and then kind of slowly builds, and then bam, hits you in the face with that guitar riff, and it's just a fucking killer song. Very reminiscent of like Merciful Fate kind of vibes, but just so evil and ominous. I love it. And number 3, My favorite songs from Seasons in the Abyss, the War Ensemble, one of their staples in their live show, and always been one of my favorite songs. Always sing along, get you headbanging every time, and it's just an all-time classic Slayer track, and there's no getting around it. It's just epic. And number 1 and 2, honestly, these have been flip-flopping for me. I couldn't decide what to put where. So last minute, I think I'm going to change it, actually, kind of looking at it. So number 2, I'm going to put the opening track to Rain in Blood, Angel of Death. I had this at number 1, but last minute I kind of decided to switch it. This is when I think Slayer, this is the song that pops into my head. This one and Rain in Blood are their two most notable songs that most people recognize right away. But Angel of Death is just iconic. That double beat, opening it up with the drums, and then Tom's like screeching vocal, the scream, and it just breaks right into the song. And it's such an iconic song. Like, it's probably one of the most popular metal songs of all time, and it's just so classic and iconic. Love the riffing on it. Love the pace. Great live song. I don't think they've ever done a live show without playing that song, to be honest with you. Just a great song. And number 1, I decided to go with Chemical Warfare from Haunting the Chapel EP. This might be my favorite EP of all time. It's up there, top 3 for sure. But all 3 songs on this EP are just iconic. But my favorite song has always been Chemical Warfare. In my opinion, this might be the best thrash song ever created. If someone used to ask me, like, Jeremy, I want to check out thrash, what do you suggest I listen to? This would be the song I tell them to play. It just, everything, when I think thrash, this is what I think of. That blistering guitar riffs, the speed, the intensity, but it has kind of like a groove and like a catchiness to it at the same time. Great lyrics, great vocals, killer song. So just for today, guys, I decided to put that at number 1. A couple of quick honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list. Haunting the Chapel title track is another banger that didn't quite make the list. Dead Skin Mask is another one. God Hates Us All, Disciple was another one that I was kind of thinking of. Repentless from the new album, pretty decent song. I like that one quite a bit as well. And what else? There's other ones as too, but I'm just drawing a blank at the moment. But yeah, that's my list for today, guys. Let me know down below what your list would be. And if you're new to the channel, if you like this style of content, please give the video a thumbs up and join the family to stay tuned for more top 10 song list. And definitely check out my playlist. I do like top 10 albums of the years throughout the decades. I do top 10 songs. I've just kind of started that more recently. I mix in some album reviews here and there. I do reactions to new tracks I want to check out. So my channel is kind of a blend of all different things. So definitely stay tuned and check out for more great content. And please list again below your top 10 Slayer songs and what band I should do next for the top 10 song series. And until next time, guys, keep it metal.